And welcome back to the second part of the income tax and wages calculator. So I'm going to start by just exiting out there. Okay, now let's go right up here. You see where I have all these declare variables. I'm going to declare some other variables in there. So let's say double, and I'll call that wages. Another one is going to be, or maybe we can just put a comma there, comma, I'll call that salary, comma, tax. Okay, and maybe two more. And right in here, I'm going to call these, let's say that's going to be gross and deducted. There. So I intend to use all of this. Now let's come in here. Before I go any further, so one thing I like to do is, you see right here, I'm going to right click on it because I'm going to use that to carry out all of my selections. Go to add events, and in there action perform. There, and right in here we'll start by using as follows. What I'm going to do first is, let's create one object for my date and time. We're gonna have to import that iDate object equals this, and just paste that in there, and we just enter dot now parentheses there. Okay, we have an error because we need to import that. Okay, that is it. Click on that. Alright, it's imported. So let's come right down here and just enter another one that might require importation, is date time format or formatter. So that will be, let's call that I format. So I'm just making that up, change that again. I format equals the date and time formatter. Paste that in here. There. Dot of this pattern, and the pattern that I want is going to be date dash month dash year. Right, that is the format that I want. You see this? I'm gonna have to import that as well. But first thing first, let's correct this. Right, so click in here and just get that imported. There we go. Yeah, that is fine. Now I'm going to now create a string because I cannot just enter the date in there. So I'm going to say that that is going to be iDate, and iDate equals my iDate object here dot format, and that is going to be I format. So those are just what I made up there. So enter that in there. Okay, so I now need to enter iDate straight into my object because it's now converted into a string. So I'm going to copy this, and I just need txt date dot set text, open a bracket, paste, and there. That's all. That's my date. Okay, so if I save and run, then click on that very combo box here, select whatever. I should be able to see my date, so that's date taken care of. Now let's take care of something else. I want to take care of this random button. Let's exit and go back in there. So right underneath here, I'm going to enter my random. So right underneath, I'm going to just say we declare a variable. I'll call that I rounds, and I'm going to declare it out. There's nothing in there. Come right down here. All right, so let's say random, create an object, and that object is going to be new random. There we go. And this random, so I rand plus equals random dot next integer. So there. Now let's call txt reference number dot set text equals, and what we are setting is going to be I rand. There. Okay, to get this error sorted, we need to import some random library there. Come on, double click on that, and there, that's imported as well. Okay, if I run this system now, this will just give me a random value that is not, I might not be able to use that properly. So let's come in there and see. Okay, select anything there, you see that. Okay, you see the minus, that is the reason why I say I might not be able to use that properly. So let's close that and make up some values right in here. So I'm going to just enter whatever in there. So right there, just enter that. I just made that up. You can make yours up as well. Let me delete couple. Right, save that. But you must declare this string variable, and you must clear it as well. So this is for random, this is for date. Okay, if you want, you can just enter say random number generator, and up here that's for date. All right, so save, run it again, and let's see. Whatever, that's good, that's much better. Okay, we have our reference number. Yeah, exit. Yep. All right, now let's come down here, and in here I'm going to use if statement to validate whatever selection that is made. So let's say if is called combo box pay, open a bracket, paste that in there, dot get selected item, and if the item that is selected dot equals 120. So the very first one is 1200. Okay, if it's that, now come right down here, open a bracket. This is what I want the system to then do for me. So txt untaxed, no, that'll be untaxed income dot set equals 120. 1200. Now txt taxable, that should be taxable wages dot set text, and that will be 0, because if you earn more than 1,200, then you'll be taxed. In this case, you will not be taxed because you're only earning 1,200. In that sense, that means the gross pay is going to be the same. So if we come right down here, we just say txt gross pay, okay, dot, that'll be 1,200. So just copy all of this and dump it there. And the other thing is deduction is going to be 0 as well. So copy this and paste that in the deduction. So let's change this to deductions there. I think there's no S there. That's deduction. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if I run my program now, but before I run it, let's save it first and just come right down here. Okay, instead of 120, so let's make the very first value 0. Then we can then carry out the selection. So let's run it now and see. So like, there we go. You see that? That's good. Okay, now exit. Now back in there, double click on that. Okay, right in here I'm going to now use else if to determine whatever selection that is made. Else if this is changed to, or has changed to, copy and paste, let's say 1,700. Let's open curly braces there. Then all of the above, this that is untaxed. So out of your wages, 1,200 is not taxed. Now let's say wages, as the variable declared up there equals double dot pass double, and that will be txt untaxed, this very one, txt untaxed dot get whatever we have in there. Then tax itself equals minus 120. Then let's have a string converter in there. String that will be wage tax, that will be equals string dot format. And what are we formatting? I want you to format as follows. So let's enter percentage here, dot into 2 decimal place, and that will be comma tax there. So the first part is taken care of. Now txt taxable, this, copy all of that. Okay, and that in this case is going to be this. Right, so we also need the gross pay right now. So I just copy this, paste that underneath here. The gross pay this time around is 1,700. Okay, so in here as well, I'm going to enter the variable salary equals tax multiplied by 20 to work out the percentage of tax you're going to be paying. Now let's create another string variable. So come right down here, just maybe copy this, copy all of this, paste it right underneath here, changes to deduction. this is going to become deduction, and I'm going to just call this deduction. That is my string variable. Paste another deduction in here, and in here I'll just enter salary, so that will give me the deduction. Right, whatever value we have in here, we've passed it in here so that it gets converted to string value, which is then assigned to txt deduction. That's all I've just done there. So let's run this whole system again and see how it works. If it works as we want, then we just proceed. So that's fine. Let's come in here, 700. Yeah, that is fine. So all we need to do is to deduct it from this to get the final. Yeah, that is good. So the calculation will do that. So all I just need to do now is to copy. One thing first, move this up a little bit. Copy and paste now. Copy, paste. The next wages is 2,200, and this will be 2,200 there, and the tax rate is that. Now followed by 2007. That's 2007, and this becomes 30. This is 7 as well. Good. Now let's go for 3,200. 3,200. In that case, that will become, the tax rate here will become 35. Okay, now let's go for 45. 4,500, and this will become 37, maybe point something, 0.5. Yeah, and let's go for 50. Come right down, paste, and in the case of 50, I will just make this maybe 40.2, and this is 50. There's one more here, and that's all there is to it. So all of the the wages calculation is almost done. So if I run it now, this is how the system should look like. So select, yeah, that's fine. The calculate is not working yet. So as for the calculate, we just need to subtract this from this. So let's come right down to, let's go back in here to the design and right click on the calculate. Let's select that for the calculator, and right in here let's enter as follows. So right inside the calculator, the first thing I'm going to do is to declare a variable that I'm going to call that pay, and right underneath here, remember the gross that I declared earlier on. So that's equals double dot pass double, and what are we passing to that? That will be txt gross pay dot get whatever value we have inside gross pay, enter column there. Now remember, variable deduct or deducted equals double and pass everything, and what we are passing here, that's going to be deduction. Whatever we have inside deduction, we've passed it into the variable called deducted, and pay is now going to sort out everything. So come right down here, pay equals, we want the gross, subtract deducted. Now we need to convert it to string, so I'm going to say string is going to be called wages equals string dot format, and this time around I want you to have the pound sign, so I'm going to enter pound sign here, percent dot to decimal, come right down here, and that will be pay amount here, there. Alright, there should be a comma here. Now that is taken care of. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is to enter these details inside netpay. Netpay dot set text equals wages. There. Now, but we want netpay. Okay, netpay is here already. Now we now want the gross, and yeah, I'm going to copy this. I want those ones displayed in pound sign as well. So this, let's just give it a simple name. This would be G. So G, that would be for gross pay. And that would be TXE gross pay dot set text equals G. There. And the next one that is going to be for deduction, I'm just going to call that D. So deducted will come right in here, and that will be TXT deduction, I call that, dot set equals D. There, that's mine. That is the calculate button completed. I'm going to save, run the program, and see how it all looks like now. Okay, first thing first, select, let's select the wages. Let's say it's about 45. Yeah, we have all of those. And tax period is the 10th month, NI number. Right. Employer name, so let's call that Kate's Aviations, and the name, let's say Captain Miriam. Okay, there should be R somewhere. Captain Miriam Gosway. Gosway. Then in here, title pilot. She is a pilot. Now all we just need to do is click on calculate. Look at that. Okay, you see that, guys? Let's select another wages and see. There we go. So with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. Please do subscribe, and you can always join to be a member of my channel. Now I'm going to use this opportunity to say thank you to Kate and Tony, and thanks to Alan as well for becoming a member of my channel. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.